answer is yes. What's the question has been part of our company culture and philosophy ever since day one. However, the milkshake is the only thing we've added to our company culture and philosophy and values, and that happened about 5 years into the company. I had a young son at the time, maybe 4 years old, and we went in with my family to a local restaurant and wanted to order. It was actually an outlet of a chain restaurant, but they're a local outlet. And so I went in there and I ordered, sat down at the table, we ordered some drinks, and I wanted to get a small chocolate shake for my son. And so the gal said, "I'm sorry, we don't have a small chocolate shake. All we have is a large Haagen-Dazs milkshake. It's like a quart of whipped ice cream, mixed really thick, and we just can't do a small shake for your son." I said, "Okay, we asked the manager if he can do it," and she goes, asks the manager shakes her head no, she comes back, "I'm sorry, we can't do it." So I said, "Okay, will you have your manager come over and see me?" And she says, "Sure." So my wife starts kicking me under the table and saying, "Don't do this." And I said, "I just want to know why." So the gal comes over and she says, "I'm sorry, we can't do it because we pre-portion the ice cream, and if we do a little bit of ice cream for your son, what we do the rest of the ice cream?" And I know in my mind that's absolutely not true. Nobody pre-portions ice cream, but that's okay. So I said, "Okay, how about can I do a chocolate milk? Can you make a chocolate milk for me?" Now she's great people delivering genuine hospitality, and sure, I'd be happy to get a chocolate milk for you. I said, "Great." Starts to walk away. I said, "Hold on a second. On your menu, they had a warm carrot cake and they had a chocolate brownie dessert, and said, a la mode, $2.95. I said, what's a la mode mean?" She said, "Well, that's a scoop of ice cream to go with your dessert." I said, "Perfect. Can I have an order of a la mode with my chocolate milk, and if you could whip that up in a blender for me, that'd be terrific." And she says, "Okay, sir, that'll be expensive." So she chastises me. My wife, she leaves. My wife's, frustrated. She's like, "I told you we shouldn't come here. They don't take care of kids, etc." I said, well, whatever. So I was at a speaking engagement, about 500 people down at the Hyatt Regency here in Columbus. A couple weeks later, and I'm talking about Cameron Mitchell Restaurants. I'm the keynote speaker. I'm talking about how the answer is yes, what's the question? And I related that story to the crowd. And so a couple weeks later, a gal comes up to me in the street and says, "Hey, my husband saw you speak at the Hyatt and loved your speech, but he thought he'd take you up on your milkshake test." So he went into the fish market at the time, into the bar, and asked for a chocolate milkshake. And the bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't have chocolate milkshakes on the menu. We don't make chocolate milkshakes." And it's like she punched me in the gut right there on the street, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh my God." So I go, I'm a typical entrepreneur. I think I'm Chicken Little, the sky's always falling, our culture is eroding. I said, I come into Monday morning executive meeting fired up and say, we got to do something about this. We got to reinforce that the answer is yes, what's the question? So, and we're great people delivering genuine hospitality. So we came up with the idea to make the milkshake the symbol of hospitality in our company. We created Flo, who has the milkshake on the tray with a big beaming smile, and that was great. And we said, well, let's make milkshake pins for everybody for years of service. Okay, that's great. Let's do a milkshake award on Saturday pit stops. We do the Above and Beyond a Call of Duty award. Let's just turn in the milkshake award, and great. And it just wasn't enough. I kept thinking there's got to be more we can do with this, and so. Then we said, well, let's tell the story about the milkshake at orientation for all new associates. I said, well, that's a great idea. Let's do that. That'll reinforce the answer is yes, what's the question? It's still not enough. I said, let's take it a step further. Let's make a chocolate milkshake for every new associate on their first day of work at orientation and tell the story and reinforce the answer is yes, what's the question? So we do that. And we took it even further. Now we start every major meeting, every leadership conference, President's Roundtable, etc., with a milkshake toast. And it's become the symbol of great people delivering genuine hospitality. And the answer is yes, what's the question? And I tell people all the time, it's true, we make literally thousands and thousands and thousands of chocolate milkshakes a year. And I hate to see our chocolate milkshake bill, but I think it's worth it because it reinforces continuously, all day, every day, throughout the course of the year, that the answer is yes, what's the question? And we're great people delivering genuine hospitality. And that is truly the foundation of this company. And so it's a small price to pay, in my opinion, to reinforce that message to all of our associates company-wide continuously. So that's the story about our milkshake. Well, personally, it just means to me in its symbolism, and it is who we are as a company. And so to me, when you think about the milkshake, it frees everybody to do what they need to do to take care of our guests. And the answer is yes. What's the question? And the last thing I want anybody doing in an organization is telling guests, no, we can't do this, we can't do that, we won't do this, we won't do that.
The milkshake story, to me and I think to everyone, just reinforces what our company is all about. It's all about the lifeblood of our organization and remembering why our culture is so important and why we all work together so hard every single day. It's the glue that keeps us all together.
Well, I tell a story all the time. When people ask, because the number one question I get is, where do you get such great people? And I answer the question the same, and that is, well, we get the same people everybody else gets, we just treat them great, and that's the difference. And we have an associate first mentality in our company. So, and I believe as the CEO of this restaurant company, that it's not that guest service isn't not that important, because it's extremely important to me. And I always say, I don't care if someone's black, white, male, female, 8 or 80, I love taking care of people. So, but what it does mean is I believe we have a direct relationship with our people. And so if we as a company take care of our people, then our people take care of our guests, and then our guests take care of our company. So it's a triangular relationship. And we work every day with our people. So they have to be the most important thing to us. And so we take care of them, and they'll take care of our guests. It's really how we get great people delivering genuine hospitality, because people enjoy working for our company and with our company, and they know they're cared for. When they're cared for, then I think they care about our guests. I've had many experiences outside of our company going to restaurants where I don't receive that milkshake moment, or don't receive the answers, yes, what's the question, or great people delivering genuine hospitality. And I just can't understand it, because it really is easy, and I mean, yes, sometimes it requires a little bit of work and more work, but there's such joy in making someone's day and making a guest day that the rewards far outweigh any bit of extra work you might have to do to deliver the answer is yes, what's the question?
I can't off the top of my head just say just one, but over the years I've certainly seen just how important the culture is in our organization that has been permeated by this wonderful milkshake.
I mean, I guess I'm a firm believer, and the answer is yes, what's the question? And so whether it be associates I deal with all the time that have something, or people want to come in and do something, or they want to, change, yes, we can do that.
So it's hard to say yes. It's not easy. If everyone did it and said yes, then we'd live in a different world. You really got to discipline yourself to say those 3 letters, and it truly impacts, obviously, not just where I work, but how I live my life.
That's the kind of the fun part of my job, is I get to receive a lot of letters from our guests, and phone calls and emails and so forth. The stories, we've had hundreds of them, and some of my favorites were like, I know we had a gal in Denver that came in, and she really loved this particular dessert. Told the server all about it. So this is my favorite dessert, and turns out that dessert wasn't even on our menu. But the server knew where that dessert was, and so we said, no problem, we'll get that for you. And so ran down the street, went to that restaurant, got that dessert, brought it back, plated it up, and served it to her, and she says, this is just how I remember it. It's fantastic.
Well, there's been numerous stories over the years of guests that have come into our restaurants. I mean, we've had guests that unfortunately have been had serious illnesses, and they have chosen to dine with us as some of their last meals, and again, they're not choosing to dine with us because of how they are made to feel when they're in our restaurants, not necessarily because of our location by any means. It's how they're made to feel, and that all goes back to creating a culture of yes and just taking care of our associates and guests. Well, I think it's very important that the milkshake story never changes. Very important. That is the core philosophy of our organization.
What's the next version of great people delivering genuine hospitality? There is no next version. It's just who we are. So I don't think I ever see the milkshake either going away or changing, or the meaning of it changing. And so normally I would subscribe to the theory, you need to grow, change, and evolve. That's part of our culture too. But in this particular case, I want this to be cast in stone and be with us as long as I'm sitting in this chair. The milkshake will be alive and well.